Welcome back to the Silver Lantern Archives. Today we finally get back to a tale of Shadow and Fire. You are a cat, stop it. Wonder its
It's
head.
been so long.
And my cat seems to want it to continue to be long. But we are in the aftermath of quite the ordeal. Timmy, can you catch us up on what's been going on?
Verily, my good man. Hold on. After we got back from that dungeon, the one with all the puzzles and the fuckery, and just annoying. We went back to the church to find out a murder had been committed. Yeah, the dog Rufus was real angry. He was real pissed off, and so many people were trying to hold him down. And we found out the reason why is because someone was killed. I don't think it was one of our people. Only the person that I think the person dead is like a priest.
The
It was a
person
priest.
dead is a priest, but there were two attempts on y'all's party. One
Yeah,
was
but I'm saying
nearly
the dead
fatal.
person, the straight up dead person was a priest. And another person was attacked. This one was part member of our party. I can't remember who it was.
April.
Tink and April.
April. Thank you.
Yeah, Tink and April.
If y'all had
Tink
been
and April
about
were
10
attacked.
minutes slower, Tink would have been dead.
Yeah. It turns out someone had snuck into the church and murdered this priest and attempted to murder Tink and April. So that creepy priest, the one whose proportions are all off, very
He's
Slender Man-esque.
long.
He's very Slender Man. Was use some sort of spell or magic or holy fuckery to send the entire church into another dimension. So we could search out to see if we could find the guy and determine if he was still here. It was determined he wasn't. He's not here anymore. He had left long before the church got sent into another dimension. And we might have a theory as to who it was. It was the dickhead Peregrine, I think his name is
Pervel.
Perry, huh?
Pervel.
Pervel. Yes. Even his name makes him sound like a douche. But yeah, it might be Pervel, a person the party, well, aside from Timmy and Alcock, have some very bad blood with. And now we're going to go try to hunt him down and do horrible things to him. And that's pretty much where we left off last time.
Gotcha. And welcome in, Darian. We are going to first rejoin our party just as the away team is about to head out, as Darian is finally catching up, having been locked outside the church. Darian, what do you have to say?
So, above table, catch me up very quickly. The current situation I'm in.
Hold on. And we're back. Sorry for the confusion. Darian is coming from upstairs, not outside.
Hi,
Um,
hi there.
Hi there. Everybody know what they're doing? Everybody okay?
Uh, April is beat to shit. Um, Eki and Timmy are gonna go on some reconnaissance. While those of us that need to get some rest, as we're in no condition to fight.
If I remember correctly, Timmy, you're still carrying the boofer, right? You were
Was
using.
Timmy carrying?
No, Eki is carrying the boofer because Eki has made it Bjorn to carry the boofer in, and the boofer is strapped to her back.
Okay, I knew it was one of the two of you. You
Oh yeah,
see
she's been carrying that one around.
the boofers kind of look over Eki's shoulder, just like, whew, they're happy to be here.
We're going to get a scroll so we can learn to talk and find out their name.
And
I
also
think
see
that's
what Rufus saw.
yeah. It's been a long time coming that we've needed to speak to Rufus.
He was very
Hopefully
angry.
oh wait, I gotta determine who I'm talking to. Still, you'll hear in your head. Hopefully that we can find a place that sells that kind of stuff. I mean, this is a city full of magical shit, so shouldn't be too hard. Pricey though.
I'm sure it'll be fine. What was that, Eki?
It said Rufus was very upset.
I mean, speaking that April was almost murdered, I don't blame Rufus.
We thought Rufus was upset about Tink and trying to get to Tink.
It, that could be. Speaking that they were both attacked, yeah. I don't blame Rufus for being upset.
He's just trying to
Agreed.
protect them.
Eki, Timmy, please be careful.
There's a boop from the dog. The boop seems to be the epitome of I will protect them. I don't have legs, but I am the protector of the backpack.
He has a good nose.
He does. Good luck. Darren, if I remember correctly, you still have exhaustion, right?
Yes, I do. I have several levels of it.
By several levels, how many?
And find out now. 3.
God damn.
Closing that portal down really screwed me up.
Yeah, I think you're down to 2, because I'm pretty sure that I had more than you.
I think yeah. Didn't you have one more than me?
Yeah, and I'm at 3, so you should be at 2.
Okay.
I just couldn't remember if it was 1 or 2 more levels, or 1 or 2 less than myself.
Well, I guess it means if we get attacked, they can actually do something now.
There. That being said, we're going to take a nap.
A much needed nap.
So you will take off your armor to sleep.
Speaking that I'm trying to sleep off exhaustion, I don't have much of a choice. Still going to
Good.
wander off towards Korvac.
Where is Korvac?
He better still be with April and Rufus.
Okay, so I thought that's where he was. I'm not sure I remember where he is.
He should. He technically our NPC should all be together that we're here.
All the ones that are up and about, the other ones are elsewhere.
Yeah.
Who
So-
has all the money? Just if we're
probably
going
Syl.
out. Yeah. So
Yeah.
Syl will hear in her. Before you get out of here, we kind of need. If we're gonna go buy a scroll, a magical scroll, we probably need some money. I only got like 10 gold on me.
Remind me how much spell scrolls.
You're looking at the common item for a first level spell. They're usually 50 to 100, so consumables are probably going to be 25 to 50.
Okay. Where are our templates?
We could maybe find some sort of magical item that like actually like a magic item for that for speaking with animals. I think there is one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's just expensive. Trust me, we've been talking about it since like level 1.
How much gold do we have? I think it was like 7,000 or something.
You're
Like I
also
think
saving up for a giant moving.
Yeah, I'm looking for the. Where are our handouts?
our loot.
Yeah.
No one who's in charge of editing it because I don't think anyone has edited it since y'all started. Because all I see is
The problem here is where is it?
oh, it's right between the Whispering Wood and and Mounts.
Yep.
It's like you just scroll down. It's in the middle.
Okay, so there's the inactive and then NPCs and summons. Uh,
And
is
right
this in
under
the
that, you should have handouts.
Yeah, should be right underneath underneath Mounts and Pets. If you have it closed.
okay? So it's in NPCs and summons.
No, I
No.
mean no, it's underneath
Yes.
NPCs and
The
summons.
it's
No,
overall the overall NPC and summons. It's in there.
yes.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it is. I was looking at it differently.
Okay. Party loot.
We don't think anybody's updated that the year.
You want me to start updating it? I can
No,
make it.
give me a second.
I
That's
know
the
the treasure you guys got from the puzzle rooms was put in Discord.
Yeah,
yeah.
which is why I said around 7,000 because technically speaking, it's 7,731 GP in coin, uh, 90 GP worth of gems, 250 GP worth of of better gems, 700 GP worth of very good gems.
Where is
About
that at?
it's in general. I'll repost it.
Yeah.
This is everything we got from the dungeon.
Okay.
500 GP of our items. Well, 600 counting everything together. So potion of healing, vitality, and growth, and the boots of the Winterlands and glamored stud armor leather.
Because technically, I hadn't put this stuff in. I just updated it, but I had updated it somewhat recently.
Speaking of, when we do identify those boots, anyone mind intimidating them? It'll be interesting to have both resistance to fire and ice. Gonna cover both bases there.
Eeh. I don't care.
Just make sure you don't go over your attunement limit.
I think that would be my only attuned item.
But how much money are you asking for specifically?
Depends on how much a scroll normally an item like on a magic item or scroll
25 to 50.
and a magic item. How much would that cost?
You wouldn't be sure it'd be a custom item.
Yeah.
Hmm.
We
We'll ask and then
don't
come back
have
to it.
yeah. You can ask, but we don't have I know we don't have the money for it.
I should also
I could just
point out
carry
that
it.
y'all are doing an investigation, not going shopping.
Yeah. Eki thought, I guess above table, Eki thought we were all going to do a shopping thing together.
Yeah.
This
Yeah,
was just us
you're supposed
trying
to
to move in a bit of a hurry because
Oh, I thought we had to go get
whoever
the.
sent the dog caught, no, whoever sent the dog caught, we are trying to find before we lose to see if we can maybe find out where they're staying or going, so the others can sleep and hopefully we can figure out more since we don't need the sleep right now. The hope was to
Okay.
locate where we're at. So not a shopping time. We're just going to try and locate wherever this is going. The idea of saying we need to get a scroll was just knows that we need to so we can learn the dog's information and name and talk to Rupert.
Okay.
But
Mhm.
right now we're just trying to find out where the people went or the person.
Okay.
Yeah.
I thought it was like a joint venture between the two of us. Like we
Mhm.
go get the thing so we can talk to the dog while he's helping us track.
No.
Okay, so we're just going tracking right now. Okay, never mind then.
Anyway, Tamerlane and Darian, are y'all remaining behind or going along?
I think Darren needs to stay behind to rest, to be honest.
Gotcha.
Tamerlane's magic still isn't working, so he'll stay behind.
Gotcha. We'll have the new team heading off with the newest pup. Well, the other ones try to keep Rufus in check and stop him from chasing.
Rufus is out cold.
Yeah. I don't remember who knocked him out, but he's out.
Rufus had to be knocked out a couple of times. I think the last one to knock him out was Korvac.
Wasn't it? Was it not the command spell when I put him to sleep?
The command spell doesn't work on beasts.
I believe it did.
Korvac helped him go night-night when we were gone, though. The last we saw when we brought April over, Korvac had assisted Rufus in getting some much-needed rest. Was, I think, the nice way to put it.
Yeah. Okay. So,
Keep choking him out.
we are going to follow Timmy the Booper and Eki. How would y'all like to go about doing this as y'all make y'all's way out of the church?
I'd like to, well, Timmy would like to go over to that area where we know that the guy got in the first place. See, maybe we could find some tracks leading off to work because maybe he left the same way. Just trying to find tracks in the main like the main exit and entrance would really help us because there's probably already a lot of tracks there.
I should also point
yeah.
out there's a stone path. You're not really going to find tracks in the city. But
You know what? That's a good point because that's a good. Then we should still go there because that would be a good start to start following the scent.
is that where you're going to go look for the scent, Eki?
Yeah, I thought the plan was we figured out that they took the vines down
Mm-hmm.
to get out of the church or the temple, and so we were going to go there and then follow the pupper's nose because that
Yep.
seems to be the best way we've been led so far.
Yep. So as y'all get over there, you don't see any much of disturbance. The vines go right to the bottom, and there is a statue of the Morning Lord here in the garden, but you don't see any footprints or anything. It's rather dry at the moment. So nothing really to follow, but the boofer does a sniff a snort. Looking around. Is it over here? Is it over here? No, but I smell something here! As he gets a hold of a scent, or she does, and she gives a hoof.
Yeah, Ike will just do what we've been doing inside the building and quite literally follow the nose, whichever way the dog kind of boofs and points with the nose is the way we've been going. And I guess probably say to Timmy, we should make sure that we remember the way back in case we go a while.
No worries. I shall draw a map. And Timmy will take out his book and start sketching out the path they take.
Do you have navigator's tool or cartography tools?
No, it's a very rough map. It's cartoonish, in fact.
Okay, so it won't actually be all that much help. Most likely.
Yeah. Man, I only have like thieves, carpentry, and smith up right now. I don't have any cartography or anything I can use either.
If
So
only y'all had
yep,
y'all's
we will
cartographer
hope
with
that
you.
we will get it. Isn't that what's his name?
Yeah. Fucking
Leshy?
Leshy. The cartographer.
I thought Leshy took off.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. If only you had that with you.
Oh yeah, because Eki wanted to talk to Leshy and he was already gone. So
Yeah, the party wanted to
it seems shady.
get some information on where they were heading next, so they're off drawing a map somewhere.
Yep. We'll hope for the best.
But the dog leads you through the garden, taking the shortest path along the edge of the church, heading to the back, where it shifts off into for a large gate. Looks like they probably went over it. and goes through the alleys, winding back this way and that. The dog does get distracted by some leftovers that have just been thrown on the side. They're trying to eat them from your back, Heki.
You will. Okay, we'll just keep breaking off pieces of like the meat that she has and giving the dog little treats.
Oh, they're
Doing a
happy as
very
can
good
be.
job.
Nom 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 nom. But with this newfound distraction, they start leading you in a winding path back into the main alley. As you are going, not the main alley, the main road, a little ways away from the street, and you see it is much harder for them to track it once they get in the throng of people with so many scents going this way, that way, and this way, and that. So many people in this main road. What would you like to do?
Becky's patient. She would just see if the dog feels that it can pick up the scent. She's not going to force the dog or get mad at the dog if the puppy can't figure it out. Doing its best. Doing her best. What matters.
Eki will hear in their mind. Did we get a description of this dick?
Yes.
They think that if it's purple, Eki would describe what they said purple looked like and then add, the only problem is no one knows if it is purple or just someone who's perhaps working with them.
Do I see a guard, like any guards around, like on this main road? I mean, it's a main road. I would assume they have postings.
No.
Are
There's
there any
probably
like
patrols coming through the area, but they don't just stand in the middle of the street going, "I'm here to stab people. I keep the peace with a spear." Yeah, they don't do that.
Hmm.
just
Any
gotta go to a different role for that. Are there
any
any people
Hang on.
like regulars here? Like,
Repeat that, Eki.
Hmm?
are there any people who look like regulars? Like, is there a market stall or maybe a person who, I don't know, is panhandling or a person in themselves, you know what I mean? Something like that, a news person type thing, like a newsie or anything standing around that looks like they're regulars and they're here often, like they
You're in the
post up here.
merchants district at the moment, and there are a lot of people going back. It's very packed out here. But you do see a number of shops along the edge of the main street. But you're also in a street that's probably about 40 feet wide. There's a lot of traffic going by. People almost shoulder to shoulder in a lot of places, but the shops are lifted up. So those inside that happen to be looking out might be able to see over the heads of a lot of people moving by.
Becky wants to try and see if she's able to get an idea, like a feel if any of these shops look like they have a person who's pretty keen to watching out for something like pickpockets or thieves, like someone who's good about keeping an eye out, a lookout type thing specifically.
I feel
Okay.
like someone like that would be like inside the store and like keeping an eye on the people who actually enter the store. You know.
I thought we were talking that they're like market stalls, so like something people
No
would kind of
shop.
walk up to as
Full
well.
shops. Like glass front shops.
Yeah. I think we're talking like Kingdom Come shops. You know, you got the shopkeeper and the one guy in the back keeping an eye on possible thieves.
Effectively, you've got the showing room right in front. You've got the main door. There's going to be a counter or something towards the back, maybe along the wall. And the front is going to be lined with displays to entice people to come into the shops. You can see the market stalls are further in. You're actually heading towards them, but you're not reached them yet because they are all collected in a large for the most part they're collected in a large open area with some going along some of the other main streets, but you are on the main thoroughfare right now where it is more high-end expensive shops that were able to pay to get front row property.
Okay. Then
So-
I still kind of stand with my thought. If you have a high-end shop with a display outside to attract people in near market stalls in a town a large enough city that most likely has people who will steal or commandeer, you're going to have someone who can keep a lookout on merchandise and things. So trying to find either someone who looks like they can do that or just legit someone that looks like a thief who's good at watching things is what Eki is trying to kind of those type of people or more what she's looking for because they would be more likely to notice someone. Otherwise, we're just gonna probably end up losing. If the dog can't get a scent, we're gonna end up just going in circles for no
Okay. Do note
reason. That
the
is kind of where
stuff
she's at.
the stuff is behind a thick layer of glass. If there's a watcher, they're going to be inside right behind the glass, watching out. But if there are thieves out here, they will be on the main street. I need. It'd be more than just trying to spot somebody. I need an investigation to try to suss one of those individuals out.
On an insight to see if she gets the feeling that someone would be that way.
Investigation.
Could I possibly? Oh, yeah, never mind.
As you are looking around, you see there is a young individual leaning against one of the. It's not. They're not leaning against. They are sitting on one of the roofs a little ways away, sitting up a little bit high. They're not at the full roof. There's a little notch underneath where they're technically in an alley a little out of the way. Since you're looking for them, you managed to spot them, but they're definitely on the younger side. Looks to be a tiefling of some kind.
He's just gonna point them out to Timmy and say you should talk to that one to see if they can figure anything out for us.
Timmy will respond in your head. You want me to talk to a complete stranger?
They also look to probably be about 14.
And they're on a roof.
They're not on the roof. They're just under the main roof on a little inlet. They have a little side door, and there's a covering over that door, like a hallway, and they're on top of that, so they're in the dark, out of the way, in an alley, but they are up higher so they can look out over things.
All right. Like she's gonna say, I'm not good with people, and she's gonna just walk towards them and kind of wave at them to get their attention and say, I have 10 gold if you'll help me with some questions, please.
You see, he looks down. You can see his eyes are these bright, bright red that most people will immediately denote as demon child, or devil child, or something like that. Because he is a tiefling with this kind of unruly black hair and curled back red horns. But he looks down at you. What you looking for? You ain't one of them pigs, are you?
Becky is going to look really confused at that because she doesn't know what that means. And just
Timmy,
stare at herself and Timmy and the dog and be like, I he is
Timmy
the
will
drag
will
queen.
nudge you.
This is the dog. Look at
Timmy
Timmy.
will Timmy will nudge you. I'm pretty sure pig is another word for for guardsman or catchpole.
Mm. I have no, we are not pigs. My friend Timmy can only talk in your head, but they only do it if it's okay with you. And Timmy talk to you too.
Why would I let somebody talk in my head? You gonna be rooting around for it? You can earn no gold if you steal the information from my head. Can't be letting that
He
happen.
can't he can't take things from your brain. Timmy, will you try and talk normal, please? Just Timmy will do the weird mandible thing. I don't know if Timmy
I
does
just
it or not.
spat. I don't think my mic can pick it up when I do the ticky tick.
Oh, okay. So Timmy tries that, and then she's gonna say, "This is what he sounds like outside of your brain. I don't speak very Crane. Do you?"
I know what Spike Green is, but I don't know why he's talking about pancakes.
Timmy, were you talking about pancakes?
You know what? I'm gonna say yes just to see what's going on here. So Timmy will speak in Thai-Kreen up to the kid. Wait, you can understand me?
I heard understand. So,
Timmy will talk.
kinda.
Timmy will speak in Eki's head. I think he can understand just a little bit of Thai-Kreen, which is quite frankly almost as impressive as Leshy's ability to actually speak Thai-Kreen.
Oh, you're friends with Lesh. He immediately jumps down.
He's
That makes
just gonna
things
stare
easier.
at him and say, "I guess we have met." They took us to a weird shop with a very strange woman who yelled at us a lot and had folks addicted to drugs. And he will now be helping us find where we are going next. But we need to find the person who tried to kill our friends first.
Oh, it sounds like
And
you've
you
had a
look
rough time.
like you noticed people. Mm.
By the way, Timmy, pretty sure you were speaking in Eki's mind, right? You didn't say Leshy's name out loud?
Yes.
Thought so. Well, I
I was
guess
like,
that
what the
depends
hell?
on who you're looking for. I might have seen him. Why not have? There's a lot of people moving around.
He's going to try to describe him and say, describe what Purple looks like and say his name is Purple. We think that this is who he is. The dog smelt him for a while. She works very hard, but she can't smell him very well. There's too many people, and we need to try and find them so they don't continue to try and kill the people we're with.
Hmm. Gray hair, you say? Snooty? Fits a lot of the nobles that come down here. They like to come to the clothes shop.
If I recall, he wears a lot of purple, just based
Purple.
on the image. I think if I remember correctly from the image.
He wears like black and leather, mostly.
I could have sworn you said an image and it had a guy dressed in a lot of purple.
I'll double check the
You might
image.
be thinking of Noctis.
Yeah, purple's in like complete brown, grays, and blacks.
I might be thinking of someone else. Yeah.
Look in the inactive under players.
Inactive under player. Purple. Okay, so that's purple. Oh, who the hell was I thinking of?
I think you were thinking of Noxus.
Yeah.
Not
Is Noctis in the inactive?
No.
No, he should be in missing. He's in hell.
Yeah.
He's with Azun.
Yeah, Noxus is the one. He's wearing mostly
I
black
mean,
too. But he's
Alric's,
purple. Either way.
I would say Alric's kind of jacket looks purple. That would be the only other one I could think that we've seen recently. I know Alric has kind of like the picture, like a purple jacket, but he also has bunny ears, so I don't think he and Purple look that much alike.
Yeah. But either way. You might be able to look into something at one of the clothing shops. My suggestion is Madame Aurelius on the main road. Person like that might have gone through there. Use it as the cover as they're trying to get out of the way and go through the back door.
May I ask what your name is?
Damien.
Damien. I am Eki. This is Timmy. We don't know the dog's name yet until we get a scroll of speak with animals. Then she'll tell us her name. But she's very nice.
She looks a bit like
Kind of
one of those
turns so the
mutts
dog
down
can
from near
see
the
me.
docks. You sure she got a name?
I haven't asked her yet. Why do we assume she doesn't have one?
Well, do they have a name before they're given one?
Do you not think that her parents would have given her a name or her friends would have called her something?
Well, I mean, she has a dog. Do dogs name themselves? I've never talked to a dog before. I've talked at one, but I've never had him talk back. I'd imagine their names are like
Fun
boop
table.
boop
You're
or
giving
boop boop.
Eki a lot to think about there. I just assume because they make noise and speak that they have their own things they call themselves. It seems nice to ask her.
Oh yeah, I guess that's fair. I never thought about it like that. Weird.
True. Um, I have a question about Leshy, who makes the maps for us.
Oh yeah, he's a good dude. He helped teach some of the youngins.
Is he good at making maps?
The best.
He is a weird person.
Well, he likes hanging out with urchins, so that's not that surprising.
I don't think hanging out with an urchin makes you weird. I
A lot
don't
of
think.
people would think. It's been a while since we've seen him, though. I heard he was supposed to come back though, these days, or at least in the next few. I haven't seen
Timmy
him yet,
will,
though.
Timmy will respond to threatening. We just saw him a few hours ago.
Do note he has not given you permission to speak into his mind.
I said that out loud. In fact, threatening.
Okay. Repeat it again.
We just saw him a few hours ago.
Hours ago? You mean he's already here? Nice. The others will be happy to see him.
He is the one who took us to the weird place with the drug book.
Repeat that? I heard drug bug.
Look,
She said he is the one who took us to the place with the drug book.
Uh, that sounds about right. He likes
Becky's
looking
best
into weird
description of the
languages.
house.
I get.
It was a
Timmy,
weird house with weird things.
Timmy was saying Thrycreen out loud. I'm guessing he's the reason you can kind of understand me.
Yeah. He uses all kinds of weird languages. It's you see his ear kind of twitches and his head immediately snaps and he grabs Timmy by one of his belts and Eki by the shirt just below her or just above her abdomen and pulls both of y'all deeper into the alley.
I mean,
Becky would go with him.
Timmy will kind of will hesitate a little bit, which I'm pretty sure would mean like this guy wouldn't be able to pull me. 14-year-old tiefling.
I mean, if you're actively fighting, no, he wouldn't. Normally, if you're not fighting him, he would be able to.
Timmy will kind of walk forward, but like he's not pulling me. Timmy's actively walking forward,
Yep.
and he'll say, "What's going on?"
Corrupt guards. Stay out of sight. As he shifts behind some barrels.
Timmy will change colors to match
I
to match
think
the,
I'll
to
move
match the surroundings.
Becky will go kind of behind some stuff and crouch down with the dog too.
You'll see a trio of very swanky guards going by there that they got that oozing confidence of a dickhead. You can see a scowl on the young boy's face. I always hate those three.
Are they looking for you?
They're looking for trouble. And they think all the urchins are trouble. So, if they can find us, they don't mind being a little rough. Take anything we've managed to get, and if even from the beggar kids. take it from them, take any food, and if we fight back, they break legs.
Jimmy will say in third grade, "Want me
Maybe-
to, and he'll crack his knuckles."
That won't do anything but start problems. Best to just avoid them. They're stupid.
Vicky is going to stare at them as long as she can to try and remember exactly what they look like and not forget. And then kind of look at the kid and say, "Do you have a job
It depends on what you call by job.
today? Do you have work to do?"
Nah. Safe for try to make some money and some food.
Okay. Perfect. I will give you, so she'll hand him 10 gold and just say, "I will give you another 20 if we can hire you to guide us around for the day. We don't know the city."
Yeah, I can do that. Give me a second. You see, he lets
Mm-hmm.
out a low whistle that kind of sounds almost like an owl familiar, specifically one of the smaller ones. And about
Mhm.
a minute later, another young kid dressed about as raggedy, it's even more raggedy than he is, runs up behind him and he gives them the bag of gold. And he speaks in this really strange kind of creaking language that none of y'all recognize before the kid nods and runs off.
Sounds good. She's just going to look over at Timmy and say, "You would think that selling them would just put them in the weird portal place. They could
Oh,
cook and
sorry.
do jobs there."
It is not infernal if that's what you're trying to figure out.
Okay, I was just checking. Because I do speak Infernal.
You think there was some infernal in there, as you recognize some infernal sounds, but not enough to make an infernal word.
Like maybe a pistol or something. I don't know.
No, it sounds like. Think of if you heard the sound the, or the V sound, or the long E. You definitely heard like consonants or vowels that come from the infernal language, but it wasn't enough to make a word.
Well, Timmy will just straight up ask, "What the hell was that?"
That was one of my lookouts. Come on.
Oh, not the kid. That what language he spoke.
Nothing of import. Come on.
Becky's going to follow him and just say, if you can help us try to find this person, if we find him, you have to run away. So I think you're honest enough, so I will pay you now." And she will just give the other 20 gold because her fear is they will go get in a fight and the kid will need to run and not get paid.
You're gonna
And
get
she'll
gypped
just
if you
say, "I
keep
don't
acting
have
like
much."
that.
She's gonna say, "I don't have much more gold, and I figure if someone runs away from me, I can eventually find them. I live a long time."
Fair. But if you keep giving out gold like that beforehand, people are gonna gyp you. Be smart and do half and half. Half up front. That's what most people do.
Mm. Oh, I don't typically pay people for things. I'm going to assume that you won't rip us off.
That's a bold assumption. Come on.
You're friends with Fleshy.
I say I prefer to make those. You are friends with our friend. I assume you're a good person and you're good for your word. And if you're not good for your word, then you would have never led us where we needed to go in the first place. So might as well know if it's a waste of time now or later. Now is better than later.
You're a weird lady.
Thank you.
Now, where
All
is
right,
it you want to
let's
go?
go. We need to find this guy. So I need your help to help us find them. You said they might have gone through a clothing store out a back door.
Yeah, come on. We can go take a look.
And
He.
a above table I was gonna say, above table, Eki's hoping that if he can lead us away from such a busy place, that the dog can pick up the scent again. Thinks there's too many people around, so she's trying to figure out a way to get the dog back to where there's not so many smells, that type of thing.
You see, he leads you off down into the throng of things down at the large circle area before taking a route back down the back alleys, moving around. Well, this is the back of the shop. He looks around. I'm not sure anybody's been through here in a bit. Hang on. You see, he jumps on to the side of the building and swings himself up to right underneath the lip of the roof and is hanging off one hand as he's doing something to something that's just underneath the roof, right above the door.
Eki will hear in their head, damn, the kid's agile.
You fall if you're not agile.
That was to Eki.
I know.
Timmy will look up at the kid and speak out loud, talking. That was to Eki. How the hell are you intercepting my communications?
If you don't know how to listen, you're dumb here and you're dead.
But it's mind speak.
It's no different than any other kind of
Okay.
language.
Can you teach other people to do that?
Not as far as I know.
Damn, that would be really useful with our group. Me being only able to speak to one person at a time is really can kind of be a hassle.
I heard Eki was going to do something.
I think Eki's just gonna laugh and just say, "I like this one."
I do too.
Eki, as you're looking up at him, you notice there's something strange going on. As he's manipulating whatever's on the wall there, you see a little square appear in the air next to him that he keeps glancing at.
Is that square okay?
Oh yeah, it's fine. He seems to move it with his hand to be out of sight now. He moves it in front of him. So it is blocked by the back of his head.
It's like a weird floating square.
Yep. That just appeared there. You can see the edges seem to be crackling with energy.
I'm gonna ask, have you ever met a boy named Strange? He's just a strange boy.
Uh, Not that I know of, no. Granted, most people are pretty strange, but I don't think anybody's taken it as a title.
I think that's what he said to call him. He comes out of weird portals that appear from small things and tells us stuff.
Yeah, that definitely sounds strange. As he suddenly lets go and lands with a little bit of. There's a little puff of air right before he lands, and he lands almost silent. Even though he's dropping about a story.
Okay, so Timmy, he will hear in your mind, and Timmy is aware that the kid now hears him. Okay, you got some magical shit going on with you.
I wonder why. Did the horns give it away?
Not just tiefling magical shit, other magical shit.
Sounds like you don't know tieflings then. Come on, a cloaked figure ran this way. If it looks like they didn't want to be seen, couldn't see their face or anything, but if it's the person they're looking for, they went this way.
Okay. Maggie will feed the dog some of the meat she still has and like ask the kid, "Did you want any of the meat?"
Nah, it's fine. Then
Isn't
he
that
cooked
meat
meat
raw?
anyway.
Isn't that meat raw?
Yes, it is.
Just offering. It seems nice. You know, People eat weird things. She's learned this since she's been here. People eat some strange stuff, okay?
Fair enough.
Yeah. Becky will follow up. I mean, she's not going to not follow the kid.
He leads you through winding paths along the back as he makes his way deeper and deeper until he finds what looks like a large grate. Oh, well, that's going to be a problem.
Why?
I went into the sewers. You ain't going to be able to find whatever's in there. Too much of the underground's down there. You're not going to be looked on favorably.
I mean, I can speak Undercommon. Well, I can't really speak it out loud, but I can understand it.
Not that kind of underground. The kind of people that you don't want to be meeting in a dark alley.
I think Eki will think for just a minute and just kind of say, if someone goes down there, do they stay down there or do they come up at a different place?
It depends on who goes down there. There's more exits, I'd imagine. Never been down there myself, but there's a rough crowd down there as well. Don't know where all their hideouts are, but any of us that have gone down there, well, we don't make it back out.
Do you know of anyone in this town who could help us with a contact or information on stuff down there?
Could, maybe. Will they? No. You need to have a lot of you need a reputation to get with those people. And if I'm honest, I'm hoping you don't have that reputation.
I'm assuming it's a reputation that will make us not well liked.
You'll be liked down there, but in more pleasant company. You'll be arrested and rotting in jail for the next 100 years.
Fair enough.
I don't think Timmy lives that long. I think he has a reputation of he hunts dragons. I don't have one yet.
Adventurer, then.
Yep.
Yeah, they'll kill you on sight.
I'd like to see them try.
They will.
Well, so we know that a person in a cloak who we most likely think was the one at the temple came all this way and went down into the under place where everyone is very mean
The
and will
sewers.
kill us on sight.
Yeah.
The sewer.
I've heard one of their hands is down in Waterdeep now. Making a whole mess of things down there.
What is a hand?
That's what they call some of the best. I don't remember everything, but I think there's at least 5 of them. One of the fingers.
It's such a weird place. Timmy, I think we should go to the others and let them know what we found. I don't think we should go down there, just us, because I don't want the dog hurt. And I don't think I will be able to keep yelling at Syl and Tamerlane and Darian about doing stupid stuff if we go do something stupid.
Yeah, that would be kind of the pot calling the kettle black. So, yeah, I don't think we should go down there either.
That's good.
I'm
Why would
confident
a pot call a kettle black?
because both things are black.
I don't have pots. I didn't think pots could talk.
It's an expression, Eki. It's like
Okay.
it's like saying someone is wearing. It's like saying someone saying putting a hat on top of a hat. It's like it's just an expression. A person wouldn't actually put 2 hats on their head. Except of course, one of those hats is like an armored helm, and the other hat is a coif. then I can understand it. But what quaff?
I think Ecky's just gonna stare at the kid and say, "Do you know what he's talking about?"
No.
Well, then at least it's not just me. Um, okay. I guess, crap. I think Ecky wants to tell the kid too that because I believe Leshy was supposed to come back to meet us at the temple, right?
Hmm.
I believe. Um, so she'll make sure Timmy's okay with this, but say, do we want to ask him to lead us back to the temple? Leshy's supposed to be meeting us there after he draws the map of where we're going next.
Maybe we'll look down at the map he's been working on, and it's basically just a useless amalgamation of squiggles. He'll close the book and be like, "Yeah, we should let this guy lead us back to the church."
Yeah, Leshy, Ecky would say, if you could take us back there, and if our friends are awake, maybe answer some of their questions. Not that they will have mean questions, but they might have thought of something we don't know. We don't know who this person is we're looking for. We know who they are, we just don't know them.
All right. Well, I can get you back. I'm not allowed in the church, though.
If they are awake, I can ask them to come out and talk to you. It's a weird church.
Yeah, sure. He's gonna
One
look
of the
over
guys has very long fingers.
Oh yeah, the old dude.
Info dump for him.
He gives some food to
Yeah.
us from time to
Yeah.
time. He's real nice. Real weird though.
He is very nice. He is strange too, but people say
Oh,
I'm
very powerful.
strange, so he
And
did put us
powerful.
in an alternate dimension, I think. That's true.
That's above my pay grade. But he's gonna turn to Timmy. Look, seriously, you need to not go down there. The fingers are bad.
Well, I ain't going down there without a team. I'm not stupid enough to do that.
You're what, a silver?
Borderline on gold, yeah.
Then you're gonna get slaughtered like a pig. The fingers are hunting high-end golds down in Waterdeep. You're not near the level you need to deal with them. So take
Oh
my word
shit.
for it. If you want to stay alive, don't go down there. There's only 2 of them down in Waterdeep. The other 3 are here. You're throwing your life away if you try to push. Now, come on.
Above table is Waters Deep, where the serial killer is.
Yep.
Okay. Just wanted to make sure. Ecky's gonna kind of take mental note of that to share with the others. I don't know if they're awake. They're probably still sleeping, but we'll deal with that when we get back to the temple, I guess. So.
I'm also pretty sure that's where the person you were looking for is. I think that's what you were supposed to be investigating, correct?
Becky looking into the murder.
Yeah,
Yeah.
looking in the murder because someone that the queen takes value in was murdered, and so Ecky was sent up to try and find out who and end them.
Yeah, that would have been down in Waterdeep as well.
Mhm.
But
Okay.
while there, Damien is elite. I'm going to write his name down before I forget.
You should do that.
Damien starts leading you back. What are the other 3 up to? Tamerlane, Darian, and Syl. Well, the others have just left.
Tamerlane's doing a combination of brooding, waiting for just time to pass so he can get back his magic, and also just peripherally looking around to see if he can find where in the fuck his drugs went.
Where are you looking?
Just generally, I try to look through. Oh, wait. Question: what location are we stuck at right now? Because I
You're
thought
at
the
the
church
church.
got destroyed or something.
No, the church
Okay, yeah,
is
We're
fine.
at
sorry.
It got taken out of the world, but now it's back. So you're still just at the church.
Okay, yeah. I do kind of look around the church, just general, see if they may have hidden it here since we haven't been back at the camp in a little while. I also had the idea of trying to look through people's supplies, but I'm already kind of on Korvax's shit list, so I avoid that idea. We're on good ground now, but that ground can immediately go into him punching me into the earth. So
As you think about
avoiding
doing
that problem.
stupid things, you can feel the fist imprint in your stomach.
Yeah, my acrobatics checks still suck now. After about a little bit of giving up on that, I basically just go back to my spell book and just start tracing down and redoing some of my spells. The ink wears out every now and again, so I have to like reline them and make them readable.
Fair. What about Cylindarian?
Still has corralled those two back into the room with Korvac. Before conceding and getting out of her armor. While Tamerlane is relining the books, still is weaving her own magic in the hopes of basically still has been basically just the church said we can't help. Still is doing what she can when it comes to Tamerlane's health. It's not much, but she knows absurd shit. Doesn't know why she knows it, but you know.
I believe you were also told more magic would make him sick, which is why they stopped using.
Well, she put it this way: not using magic on him, just think herbs,
Fair.
herbs and Narcane.
He's gonna overdose on Narcan soon.
Eh,
Hey,
it'll be fine.
why do I have to keep drinking this bloody tea? It tastes like nothing.
Are your taste buds dead?
No, this thing doesn't taste. Oh, okay. Well, in fairness, I haven't really had taste buds for a couple years, but even then, I can usually taste something. This tastes like nothing.
Still is going to make you open your mouth.
Uh,
He's trying to figure out why you can't taste. Because here's the thing:
uh,
while you shouldn't be able to taste the Narcane, you should still be able to taste the tea.
my tongue is a combination of pale white and some blues. It's basically been deadened from my consistent uses.
Yeah, that sounds about right. Uh, 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 I'm looking up a thing real fast. I need to see what that falls under. 'Cause I bet you anything that I can't use it. Whenever it decides to load. Oh, no. I mean, I can't because it's too high level, but it is not a necromancy spell. It's amazing. But Tamerlane, you hear Phil start muttering about a that you're gonna need a regenerate spell to fix that.
Ugh, figures.
I'll have the strength to do it eventually, but right now I don't have the power to channel that.
Yeah, no worries. Besides, I've gotten used to it.
That is terrible. But still is going to actively make the tea stronger so that the flavors come through a little bit more. For most people, it would be too much, but it should at the very least taste like something to you.
Mm.
So we'll also be looking over Darian, because while he doesn't have soul damage, you were still hurt. She's out of her armor, but she's still mother henning.
You don't need to worry about me, Sil. I'm fine.
You look like shit.
Oh, I feel like shit, but I'm fine. I think a good
Mm.
rest won't sort.
Eventually.
I think if anything, we should be more worried about you, right?
You and I both know that I've looked like worse.
True. Still doesn't stop me from worrying about you.
I won't begrudge you it.
And trust me when I say if you do not try and sleep today, I will be pinning you down on the bed and forcing you to sleep.
I have a feeling that this is going to be one of those get in line moments. Turns, looks at Cormac.
He's sharpening his sword.
You tell me I'm wrong.
He doesn't say anything.
Mm-hmm. He'll stop and thinks for a moment, looks back at Cormac before turning to Darian. I'm gonna have a babysitter for the next bit, aren't I?
Maybe several. Depends how stubborn you are.
It just gives you a look of you and I both know how stubborn I am.
Well, answers your own question then, doesn't it?
Outing face. She puts tea into your hand. Drink.
Is this the extra strong version or the normal version?
It won't kill your taste buds. I promise.
Okay, I'm trusting you, but if I lose my sense of taste, I know who to come after.
That you do. I am also going to hand Cormac a bigger thing of tea. This one should be his taste buds.
He will drink it. There is a nod of appreciation. You can also see there is a go board. You're not sure when he put it there, probably before y'all got back, but he has been playing against himself.
Still's going to start playing against them.
He'll put his blade to the side leaning against the wall so it's in reach if anything hits the fan. But
Yeah.
you do notice he is getting better.
I would hope so. He's been practicing, and like at this point, if he hasn't gained an ASI in intelligence, I'm gonna call bullshit. But how are April and Rufus looking at this point?
Tink is flittering over April, keeping an eye on her. Rufus is still out cold. He has a bit of a lump on his head, though.
Give me one moment.
Dun dun dun. Darian and Tam, what y'all up to? Tam's looking through his book. Darian, you up to anything?
Nothing in particular. I think Darren's just making the most of the quiet for once and trying to get some well-needed rest so he can actually do something in the future. Because I think he knows shit's gonna hit the fan at some point. So he's like, I need to be ready for that.
Yeah, especially if Purple
Yeah, I
comes
know.
out again.
Yeah, I know. And we still got to kill a fucking dragon.
Yep.
So much work to do.
Why is getting paid have to be this difficult?
Y'all did get paid for the last job.
Yeah, I know, but we still need more money.
But we're going to take a quick break. We'll be back here in just a little bit. And we're back. Sorry about that. So, what you up to?
Okay, who were we on? What was going on while why I had left?
The boys are just chilling. Darian's resting. Tamerlane's still going over his book.
Okay. And I'm playing.
Go.
Okay. So yeah, we're just doing that, waiting for Eki and Timmy to return.
Fair enough. It doesn't take too long after y'all set out before y'all can see the spires of the church stretching out over the buildings. About a block down, Damien stops. This is about as close as I get.
Timmy, would you go get Eki and maybe Darian? I think Darian's more sane than Tamerlan. And I meant to say Syl, by
Go
the
get
way.
Eki. Yes, Eki.
Timmy,
Oh
would
god,
you
there's
go
two of
get
them.
Syl? And I was looking at the name tag. Timmy, would you go get Syl and Darian? Maybe, I don't know. I think he's more sane than Tamerlan is right now. Maybe not. Or Tamerlan. I think Korvac needs to stay with Rufus, is what I'm asking. But would you bring them to us?
Yep, no problem. And I think I will get Tamerlan just because I don't want to leave him alone with all our shit.
I figured maybe Korvac had knocked him out, but that's fair. Whoever you want to grab, I will wait here with Damien.
If he's knocked out, I will grab him. And Timmy will wander back into the church and start looking around for everybody.
They're not hard to find. They're all in the same room.
Timmy will poke his head in. Who's conscious?
Everybody, save for April. Nobody's asleep.
Syl will hear in their head, "Hey, we're back."
Was it? How did it go?
Well, we managed to track somebody down to a sewer grate, but and we also managed to find someone I think y'all should meet.
Oh, where
Yeah.
are they?
They're outside. They're apparently not allowed in the church.
Still furrows her brow. Why is that?
I don't know. Maybe I'm pretty sure he's some sort of street urchin or thief. I don't know his story, but maybe it's because he's a tiefling. I don't know.
April's a tiefling, and yes, well, actually, technically, she's a succubus, but some would consider that even more infernal. So,
Hey, I didn't ask his reasons, but if you, Darian, and maybe Tamerlan, if you can trust him alone with all our shit, you want to come out and meet him? He's right outside. He's with Eki.
one,
Oh, and
let us Korvac chop liver. Two, come on, Tam.
well, I assume he'd want rest, and he's keeping an eye on everybody.
I'll be fine to watch the things and make sure Rufus doesn't make a stir.
Be careful. Still hands him another cup of tea.
Which one of us has the habit of finding trouble?
And again, if I was easy to kill, I'd be dead already.
Be
As we're walking
careful.
out,
I will.
Timmy will say at the last minute, "Oh, and he's 14, by the way. Just to let you know."
Still is going to move faster.
Is Tam and Darian
If
coming
it
along?
helps, I imagine.
Good.
Oh, go ahead.
But I was always asking. Go ahead, Eki, and then we'll see if the boys are coming.
I was gonna say, if it helps, I just imagine that Eki and Damien are just discussing dogs and checking their language and if they have names or not. I just think they went into an in-depth philosophical conversation about this.
Fair.
Yes, Darian is coming. Darian is not planning to leave Syl out of his sight until she's rested, so.
Especially since you see she's moving and she's going outside without any armor on because that takes 10 minutes to put back on.
Yep. Darian can kind of sort of fight again now, so, guard duty.
Tam, are you coming along?
I think Tam will stay behind, mainly just because he can't. Again, because like combat wise, he can't really do anything, and two, he is not good. His social ability still sucks, so he'll just probably just let the others who are good at talking handle this.
Okay. So, did you say you're coming or going? Or coming or staying?
I'm staying at the church.
Okay, cool. So, it doesn't take long before Timmy manages to lead Darian and Syl to where Eki and Damien are. Damien is leaning against the wall while Eki's talking at him. He seems to be of the mindset of he doesn't think they need names because he imagine they identify each other more with sense.
I think Eki would think of that as an interesting thought and just assume that since we call each other a noise, that they would call each other a noise as well to get the attention.
There. You see Timmy leading the others towards the party.
Nope, Eki will just tell Damien, these are some of the others. Still is, I don't know, she tries to mom everyone but doesn't take care of herself. And Darian is, I think, mostly sane. Sometimes he opens a portal to a different place and dogs carry him around.
I say,
Eki, we're not supposed to talk about the portal in where a bunch of people can hear. That being stated,
I told you she was like a mom.
speaking of mothers, where's yours?
dead.
Still here in their head. I did mention he's a street urchin of some kind.
I think Eki would probably just say he helped us navigate the city and he is very smart and agile. And I think he has a whole entire crew. I think he is beneficial to helping us. He seems to be more capable than most of the party does right now.
Street urchins tend to be. They have to grow up fast. You want something done right, 9 times out of 10 you can get a street urchin to do it. You'd think people would treat them better.
His name is Damien, not street urchin.
I know, Eki. I mean street urchins at large, not just specifically Damien.
Like she's gonna stare at you confused.
Silla's basically telling Eki that if you want something done right, 9 times out of 10, someone with the street urchin background can probably get it done. They're very resourceful.
I would say above table. I totally get this. Eki, on the other hand, is just assuming that you
Fair.
just continuously call Damien and just continuously call him
Oh.
street urchin, and that's not the name.
Yeah, this is like, I mean, those with the background, it's okay, Eki. You came willingly, right?
Yeah. And if I hadn't,
Okay.
your friend would probably be dead. He nods towards Timmy.
Why?
Timmy wanted to go into the sewers to chase after, most likely, the people who are doing all of the murders and Waterdeep fingers, but they're people. They just call them fingers and hands, which doesn't make sense.
To be fair, like Eki will hear in their head. I wanted to go down there before the kid mentioned the whole fingers hunting down high rank gold adventurers. I thought it was just a bunch of desperate beggars and monsters down there.
The beggars don't go down there. Nothing to beg for. except for your life, I guess.
So wait a
Becky's just gonna look at Timmy and say, "You also said that pots talk to kettles and that people wear two hats. So I don't know if you know what's going on very well sometimes."
It's an expression, Eki. I will find a book on them for you.
Please do.
That being said, I would prefer to have this conversation in more private areas. Why can you not come into the church?
You just can't.
Can
Still
you
will hear the
explain?
Prefer not to.
still will hear in their head. Well, we got Darian here. Why don't we just go into the place?
Oh, this place is the worst kept secret ever.
It really is.
Again, that was in your head. Oh, it's not out loud.
It's
And Darian would have heard me say that unless Darian also can somehow intercept mind speak.
No, I was just above table.
that was above table. I am
Well,
a
I mean, we're gonna turn this place into an orphanage either, right? So,
okay.
or
So Phil is going to look at Darian and go, well, apparently we need to hop in. We need to hop home. So we need to find a somewhere off the beaten path. Phil's going to look at Damien again. You don't know us, like at all. Is there someone you would like to grab so that you're not just wandering off with strangers?
I'm not wandering off with strangers.
He knows Leshy. They're friends.
Fair. I would still consider us strangers, speaking that you don't know us.
That wasn't the part I was looking at. I'm not alone.
Okay. Here's the thing, though, is that your friends are going to need to come out of hiding in order for them to follow with us.
I'm not going through some strange portal. Who knows where it's going to lead?
Okay. Then is there somewhere that you can take us that we can have a private conversation?
Yeah, we got some meeting points. Come on.
Okay.
He starts to move through the alleys again. He's not even looking around trying to go, where am I? Where am I? He seems to know exactly where he's going as he's moving through the alleys, ducking under broken fences, moving through really narrow gaps. You think he knows this city very, very well.
There. That being said, Phil's going to have a thought and is going and go, one moment, and is going to send a message to Tamerlan and tell him to get out here. It's important. Come here.
I respond with a groan of, fine, I'll be out in a sec. Gather
So
my
that we're
stuff
not
and I head outside.
so we're not splitting the party. Like, come here.
As you walk
Well, there goes.
outside Tamerlan, there's a young girl, maybe 8, waiting for you.
We're about to go. We're about to go kill a dragon. Are you sure recruiting servants is a good idea?
You're not with the party. There's just a young girl outside the church.
It was like I just walked past them.
You're going the wrong way.
Who are you? And where? Who are you exactly?
I'm your guide. Come on, this way.
He follows, but is ready in case this is probably a trap.
As Tamerlan gets ready to stab an 8-year-old.
What? No, I'm not gonna stab them. I have a hammer.
Okay, you're gonna beat a 8-year-old's head in. That's terrifying.
Bad Tamerlan.
You're going to go for the soft spot.
Assuming this is a trap, but this is like a changeling or something.
I'm assuming that it's one of Damien's contacts.
All right, I follow around. I follow along.
But it's not long before y'all are led under a bridge, kind of near the slums, and there is a hidden area here where a door seems to almost mesh in that you can't see from the outside. Damien opens it up and leads y'all in, and you find Tamerlan waiting inside.
The fuck?
Damien is better at keeping places secret than everybody here is. When we first met them, they just brought us right there and then said, "Don't tell anyone." They didn't even know us. At least
Huh.
Damien spent most of the day with us to know we're trustworthy.
Huh. I don't know. Some 8-year-old guided me here. I figured it was a trap or something. I was ready to fight if needed.
Why would
We're going to hit an 8-year-old? What is wrong with you?
Someone who has been tricked by changelings before.
You see Damien
Is
has a
Tamerlan
short...
back on drugs?
I wish.
Damien has done what?
You see Damien have a short conversation with the young girl who spoke with, or brought Tamerlan in that strange language before he nods towards the door and she rushes off.
None of us still recognizing the language.
Nope,
Above table, what language is it?
you have no idea.
Is
Well,
it?
it's not undercommon, at least.
Yeah, we know. Well, we know that. It's not
Not
infernal either.
primordial. It's not abyssal.
Or
Draconic
celestial.
infinite.
It's not
We
deep
don't-
speech.
Do we just know all the languages, like individually? Do we just know pretty much all of them?
I mean,
Not
I've
all
got
of them, but
Celestial, Common, Draconic, Dwarvish, Elvish, Halfling, Infernal, Primordial, Sylvan.
You were
You have the-
hearing infernal and primordial sounds in there.
Oh, it's an amalgamation
Maybe it's
language.
safe to assume, yeah, maybe they made their own language so they could communicate without people knowing what they're saying.
Yeah,
Something like a
a
thieves'
version of-
cant.
Yeah,
Maybe
something
they
Yep.
have.
They've done Thieves' Cant. Okay.
Well, Thieves' Cant is just common, but like encoded.
It doesn't have to be in Common, though.
Yeah.
You can make Thieves' Cant out of any language.
Welcome to the urchin cant.
Yeah.
It's like English in cursive.
I feel like the fact that it took the party this long to realize that they've just got their own version of thieves' cant, when I've just been like, I just thought that was evident the whole time when we were told nobody knows what language they're speaking. I'm really impressed with that today, guys.
So here's the thing.
Really
Yeah.
Here's the
impressed.
thing. Is that the reason it's ticking now is I have forgotten. Because here's the thing: is that technically still only has that list that I just listed out is technically only some of the ones that Sil knows, because I wasn't allowed to take all the ones that she knows from her previous round because she has a lot, and Thieves' Cant is one of the ones that she just hasn't remembered yet.
Also, we don't have a rogue in the party right now, so
Yeah, they're
Nor
currently
do we have
watching the Willow.
Yeah.
Or the Whispering Wood.
So yeah. So like eventually I'll have Thieves' Cant again. I just haven't gotten that one back yet.
Well, this is an interesting little space.
He sits down in one of the chairs and seems to be waiting for y'all to speak.
Okay. So first question. Who are the fingers?
They're a group that are in the underground. They have a bad habit of killing people, and they're very good at it.
Okay. And you said that well, you didn't, but Eki said that you were saying that they're killing people in Waterdeep. high-ranking adventurers?
Rumor is that two of the fingers headed down to Waterdeep to do something. And there's also rumors that people are getting knocked down there. Adventurers specifically getting hit. High grade ones too.
Yes, they seem to be going after high-grade adventurers as well as nobles.
Yeah. That sounds like fingers
Grand.
to me.
Yeah. Well, that's going to be fun to deal with later. Okay. Did you guys catch
Becky
the
just
look?
raised her.
Hmm?
Becky just wants to raise her hand to like get Phil's attention.
Yes, Eki?
They said that there are some officers here, 3 of them, I believe I've memorized what they look like, that enjoy beating up on these kids and taking their food or money they earn throughout the day.
No, that
And
isn't just the
I
three of
think
them.
that is a problem.
It's not just the three of
There's
them.
more.
Most of the guards like that. There's a couple that are nice, but they're more neutral.
Well, sprinkles their
I think
nose.
that I don't think the city treats them very well, and they all seem to be very capable of doing things.
And it's because the ones that
So,
weren't
That
are
is
all
all.
dead now.
yeah. So takes a breath and looks at Eki and goes, "Unfortunately, Eki, most cities don't treat their orphans well." And you see that she says that with so much bitterness. It is a fact
He's
that
just gonna kind of think on that.
really pisses her off.
Yeah. I think I can just kind of nod and start marinating on that statement for a bit.
There aren't any orphans or orphanages here. Or at least if they start up, they don't last long.
And Silver Moon's down, and the orphanage went with it, so that one's gone. I don't know if there's any in Waterdeep. But even if they were, Waterdeep probably has one, but I doubt that it's good. Most aren't.
They're not. We make sure to get anybody out before they get attacked.
So will not. How are you guys doing survivability wise down here?
We'll be fine. We get roughed up, but we know where to be and where not to be most of the time.
Eki, were you trying to recruit them?
I don't know about recruiting them, but they seem capable, and the place we're not supposed to talk about has a lot of room. I thought maybe if there was a place they could go and do other things besides get beat up on, maybe they could have more stuff to do and be helpful. He's honest. He doesn't seem very happy, but he took the gold I gave him and didn't run away, even though he could have. He helped us the whole day. Seems like a decent person.
So will nod. I'm not opposed, but it's up to them.
I
They
think you
don't
or
have
Darian or Tamerlan will have to tell them what it is.
looks at Darian.
Are you sure you can trust them?
They're kids, Darian.
You're a fool if
I
you
Yeah.
think
think
you can trust us.
Damien's more.
Oh, it has
I think
nothing to do
Damien's
with
more
trust.
trustworthy than most.
Here's the thing, Eki. They're street urchins. You can't trust them. It's not their fault.
At least somebody's got a good head on their shoulders.
I think any group of beings who get together and watch out for one another and find a way to survive in a terrible place while taking care of each other are inherently trustworthy if you earn their trust. That is where I stand on it.
Fair.
Just like I still think that dogs have names.
Depends on the dog. I've come across a few that hadn't been given one yet. That being said, the best way to deal with street urchins is to assume that they're going to stab you in the back, because at the end of the day, they have to do what they have to do to survive. That being said, and still's going to look at him. That doesn't mean I'm not going to not offer you a place that's safe.
You say is safe.
Let me rephrase that. It can absolutely kill you.
Most places can.
Exactly. But one of my companions used to be one of my companions that's currently there used to be work. Have you ever? How much do you know about Silvery Moon and the Earthens down that way?
They got wiped out.
Do you know any of them personally?
No, not personally.
Any names that would stick out?
Not that are still alive. Once they started
How
getting
about
hunting during the right before the fall, things went real bad, real south, real quick.
I know that.
That is not something you actually know.
Wait, what?
He said they got hunted right before things went south.
What do you mean?
Just that. And they were getting hunted down, picked off.
About when did that start happening? How long before the city went to hell?
Maybe a day, two.
Above table, does that coincide of when Abby was a shit to purple?
That does actually. That happens, and then in the days following that, y'all don't see Dean again.
Darian, can you go get Abby for me, please?
Yeah, I think I will. Um, is now a good time just to show everyone what we're talking about anyway, if they're coming along?
I mean, the cat's kind of out of the bag, so not much we can do about it in the meantime.
You hear him
They already
meow.
know. I look for the cat.
You look over, and there's just on one of the shelves, there's a sack in which a cat sticks its head out of the bag. It's a big Maine Coon cat, too. Real fluffy
I
face.
do the grabby hand. I do the grabby hand for the cat. I want the cat.
It's staying up on the shelf, just like, what's going on? I got mentioned.
Still pulls out a treat for it.
Oh, it's gonna jump down. It wants that fucking treat. It's like, oh, hell yeah. Food.
I am going to feed the cat. I'm going to put the cat in my lap. And I'm going to wait for Darren to come back while I pet the cat.
Yeah, Darian will go somewhere that there's not people. Well, in the room where there's a space, and open up the portal and go and get Abby.
Alrighty, what's the rest of the party doing? Because y'all don't see Damien's face doesn't change as the portal rises. You see he watches it, but there's no outward expression. Just the strange glowing red eyes. It's not glowing much, but his eyes are very bright. Especially now you are in a very dark room with only like a single lantern for a light.
I think Eki's just kicking it, just having a great time.
Tam still?
Tam is under the assumption this is still probably a trap, but he doesn't have his magic right now, so he's kind of just like letting things play along.
Okay.
Scylla's petting the cat and then looks at Damien. Okay.
Okay.
I am going to try to.
Take it.
Yeah, I am going to. Yeah. Scylla's trying to process. She seems to be stewing. Her hatred for purple grows hotter.
Okay.
Scylla's slightly contemplating murder.
She's been doing that for a while.
Yeah. Boomy. Stop being a menace.
Darian, how are you going to get Abby? You make it back in, and you're looking around. You can see her up near the town hall as she seems to be leaning against the railing there, right next to the tree Hermes used to like to perch in.
Darian's just gonna walk up to her. Don't need to do anything fancy. It's above table. It's been a hot minute since I've seen Abby, right?
Mm-hmm.
Thought so.
You've seen her off and on because she's been one of the only NPCs that have been active since the attack. Last time you really talked to her when the party was attacked on the road.
Yeah.
She's mostly been in town since then. Because she's been the one watching over the Whispering Wood while y'all were away.
Yeah. Abby, it's good to see you. How are things here?
Quiet. Nobody's been moving around. Just me and Lyral. Lyral's been trying to teach me how to sew.
Any luck?
I already know how to sew.
Ah.
It's hard to get
Well,
new
then.
gear when you're running through the house. You gotta know how to take care of it.
It's a good skill to have. And how have you yourself been doing? I know we haven't had a chance to speak much lately.
Bored. Not much to do here. Right now it's just me and these... She gestures to one of the wooden statues that are just kind of standing there behind her.
Well, there is something interesting happening back where the team is. If you're interested in stretching your legs a bit.
Most definitely. I'm getting cooped up in here. All the room to run, but nothing to do. It's... dull.
Yeah, I apologize for keeping you here for so long. But, yeah, you might want to come and see what we're talking about. It's important.
There's a nod. Either way.
Yeah, I'll, can't think of the word is. I'll escort her back outside to the pool.
You keep warping back and forth. You'll step, I want to be over there, and you just kind of appear there. And you appear at the other thing, dragging Abby with you, and she's just like, what the hell?
Yeah, I'm still getting used to that too.
But y'all manage to walk back out without too much fanfare, returning to the room. Does the party do anything as y'all finally see Abby looking much better than last you saw her, considering she got the snot kicked out of her last you saw her?
I don't think Abby's ever given Timmy a permission to speak to them, so
No, I don't think you've actually talked to Abby.
so Timmy will just hand Abby the note. His special. I should get business cards made for Timmy.
She nods.
Good to see you out and about, up and about.
Yeah. What do we got going on?
Urchins. Eki seems to think that they can help, and to be quite honest, you're going to be better at this than I am.
She looks at the boy, who's giving her a hard look. And then you hear her start to speak the same language he does.
And that's why we called Abby.
What do y'all do while these two seem to be having a quick conversation?
Resisting the urge to cast comprehend languages.
Ugh. Wishing I had the ability to cast tongues right now.
I think Still's going to just absent-mindedly pop one of those fudges into her mouth. Realize what she just did, and then make sure to aim in a direction that doesn't catch things on fire.
I don't think you
Oh
have
wait.
that. I think the fire.
Oh, is it like the dragon's breath candy?
Yeah, the fudge.
No.
I thought that
Can't remember
flame
either.
was delusional.
It might
Tamerlan
be,
wanted.
but
Go
what
ahead.
was that, Tam?
Tamerlan has wanted to try one, but you've been told no because of because you're worried it may do something weird with him.
You can eat one, but you're not allowed to do anything. You can just eat it.
Yeah, I know, but that's not the. Yeah, I know that takes all the fun out of it. So he doesn't want one.
Listen, Still is 100% willing to share the fudge, but you're not allowed to misuse the fudge.
Hmm. Yeah, Tamerlan's fine then.
So, it's not long before the conversation ends. Damien's kind of looking at the ground, scratching his chin as he seems lost in thought. What do y'all do?
Look at Abby, waiting for an explanation.
I was just catching Damien up on what had happened. It's been a while since we were at the last meeting.
Fair.
So you two know each other.
Yeah. We've met. That is the
Put it this way.
only. Okay, go ahead.
I was going to say, we'd like to offer them a,
Sanctuary.
I could say safe spot, but let's be real, nowhere's safe. But at least there's no pompous guards. But realistically, they have no reason to trust us, so that's why we called you in.
There's about 50 of them. At least that would be willing to move. The core group. That's gonna leave a hole here in Neverwinter, but with things getting pressed like they were in Silvery Moon, well, it might be better to move them out when we can.
I don't disagree.
Things have been getting more and more unsafe here. The other urchin groups are becoming violent. The organization we used to hold, it's falling apart. There's a nod from Abby. You don't have a fucking clue as to what he's talking about, Sil.
Not precisely, but I feel like Still's gonna start rubbing her arm, specifically the one in which Damien would know because he knows the two different bonds that she keeps up, which is the marriage bond and the adoption bond. Darian, you see her rubbing the adoption one.
Darian's keeping an eye on it. He's not going to say anything around everyone, but making a mental note for later.
Yeah. It was being a worried bean.
Darian will just put his hand on your shoulder.
I can take some time to go talk to the others. I might be able to figure something out. It'll take me at least a day. I'll get back to you.
Yeah, that would be fine. I mean, Tamerlane's gonna need at least another day before he can even cast a simple spell without nuking himself.
You also need the rest too.
I'll sleep when I'm dead.
I will knock you out, put you to sleep. Be easier if you just slept by your own choice than making someone hit you over the head violently.
I will sleep when it is time. She's not fighting you. I should remind everyone she's not in armor.
Becky's just thinking when that time will be and if she's going to assist or not. She's just kind of thinking on it.
That's valid. Okay.
What would you like to do?
I guess maybe we should head back to the church. Continue getting our battered and bruised companions fixed up.
I mean, we're up. We might as well go get those spell scrolls real quick before the shops close.
You could also sell the things as well. Get the money.
Get someone to identify those items. Make sure they are what those notes said they are.
Oh, Tink can do that.
Oh, good. We can just leave it with Tink then.
Yeah.
Yes, Becky would probably look over at Damien and say, could you provide us a guide again so we can find out how to get places quickly?
There's a nod. He still seems to be thinking things over, a frown on his face. Seems to be a lot going on in that head.
You wouldn't happen to know a jeweler that will give a good price to adventurers, do you?
Adventurers, no. But we have a couple contacts that might be able to get you that won't overcharge you.
I was thinking more in terms of selling stuff, but
He doesn't answer, but you see another. He lets out another whistle, and a head pops out of the ceiling, and another younger boy drops down. Damien automatically moving to catch him and putting him properly on the ground. They'll get you where you need to go. This one's about 10.
I think as everyone's kind of leaving, Becky would just kind of walk up in front of Damien and like awkwardly kind of cough and squat down as best as one is able to with a German Shepherd on their back and Bjorn and just say, I don't hug to make people feel better, but I hope that me introducing you to everyone didn't make your mood worse. I thought it would help you all.
Abby
Try
and,
and smile.
Abby and Dean and everybody up north are supposed to be dead. It seems like that's not the case and the things are going on. I thank you for bringing it to my attention.
Oh. Hopefully we can all work together and help. I think the others are obsessed with Silvery Moon. I don't know anything about it, but they seem to want to fix things or make it better. So I think they can.
Let's hope.
Sure. Nod, get up, go to leave.
Do you look back at all?
I think she probably would. I don't know. Eki might have a soft spot for this little kid, so she'd probably just glance back in when she reaches the door.
As you do, you see the light goes out, and the only thing you can really see of Dean or Abby is Dean's eyes. Actually, Abby's part cat. You can see both of their eyes.
Damien.
Damien, yeah, not Dean. Abby's eyes kind of reflecting the light from outside, but Damien's have that same red glow even in the dark.
Sorry, nothing too weird, she wouldn't think. So she'd just kind of continue on, just make sure, kind of nod her head again, work her way out, feed the dog some more meat.
You're getting your face licked.
Oh, that's all right. If she could catch up to Phil, she probably would, and just say, Phil, we have to maybe look at the dog's feet again one day.
You see one of the paws just gets put out in front.
Yep. Kind of while she's walking with Phil, she's like, do we want to see if they're looking better now? We might have lost Kai.
Oh no!
I'm sorry, what was that?
Eki just caught up to you with the dog and Bjorn and asked about looking at the dog's feet again to see how they're looking, and the dog lifted their paw.
Oh,
Oh.
I will look them over.
Eki was gonna help you, so that way you can hopefully lose your disadvantage. That's kind of the hope.
Yes. Please get rid of my disadvantage. That's much appreciated.
Yeah, that works.
I didn't lose the crit.
You see, they're
2
still,
rolls today and they've been crits.
they're
Woohoo.
not
Sorry.
the best condition. They just need some time to recover. Some good feedings, a couple days of good feeding, a little bit of time allowing them to heal, and they'll be all right.
And
They'll
the
be
dog
good.
will remain in Eki's Bjorn. Yeah. And I guess, do we have to go back to the temple first to get the stuff, or is it just on someone? I don't know, to be honest with you.
I have my bag on me. We're good.
We should stop by the. How far away are we from the temple?
A good distance at this point. You'll hit the market long before you'll hit the temple.
Okay.
Put it this way, I'm not going back for my armor. I have the stuff. We could just deal with it.
Well, I was thinking more in terms of we drop off the magical shit to Tink so she could identify it while we go shopping. But yeah, okay, we can do that later.
But while the party is going to do some shopping, being led by this young boy that Damien is sending with you, we are going to do that off screen. So for tonight, that is where we're going to be ending it so we can get that out of the way. Good job, you guys. That was a lot of fun. I was very curious to see how y'all were going to deal with this, and I'm looking forward to see what y'all do next. For those that were listening in, I thank you for joining us as well, and I hope you are back next week to see what is to come and maybe find the strangeness that's going on with Damien. Y'all have a wonderful night. Peace.